Over 100 inches of snow, 70-degree temps in Minnesota in February, and tornadoes on Valentine's Day. This is not a drill. A monster coast-to-coast storm train is barreling toward the US right now. And honestly, what's about to unfold over the next 10 days could be one of the wildest weather stretches we've seen all winter. So buckle up, because we're going to break down everything you need to know city by city, day by day. All right, let's start with what's happening right now, because the West Coast is already getting slammed. A powerful atmospheric river is parked over California, and it's dumping absolutely insane amounts of moisture across the Sierras. We're talking 100 to 150 inches of snow. That's over 8 feet. Folks piling up in the Sierra Nevada over the next week. If you're a skier, you're probably freaking out right now. And yeah, you should be. This is a dream setup. But here's the thing. Places like Colorado and Utah have been running at record low snowpack all winter. So this storm isn't just good news for the slopes, it's literally a lifeline for water supply heading into spring and summer. Now, let's zoom in on some specific cities out west, because the impacts are going to vary a lot. San Francisco and San Diego, you guys are looking at heavy rain, not snow, but still expect some seriously soggy commutes through Thursday. Denver, you're right in the crosshairs. Moderate to heavy snow is on the table. Wednesday into Thursday, so plan accordingly. Salt Lake City, same deal, the Wasatch Range is going to get absolutely buried. And valley snow is definitely possible too. And Reno, Nevada, you're sandwiched between the Sierra Dump and the Great Basin. So heavy snow and travel disruptions are very likely. Now, while all of that is going down out west, let's talk about what's happening on the other side of the country. An Alberta Clipper system is sitting just north of Michigan right now, and it's already pushing snow into the northeast. New York City, you're going to start seeing flakes later today, with accumulations picking up through the evening hours. Boston, you're looking at a solid 3 to 6 inches by Wednesday morning, and some spots in Maine could see close to 10 inches. Snowfall rates could hit 1 inch to 1.5 inches per hour in the heaviest bands, so visibility is going to be rough. And keep in mind, a lot of New England still has over a foot of snow on the ground, so yeah, grab that shovel again. By Wednesday morning, most of the heavy stuff moves offshore, but light snow lingers from Pennsylvania up through northern Maine. All right, now here's where it gets real interesting, and honestly, kind of nuts. Let's talk about temperatures. Kansas City hit 72 degrees yesterday in February, and let me just say that again. So it sinks in 72 degrees, warmer than most of Florida. That's not a typo. That's not a glitch. The Great Plains have been experiencing a legit heat wave in the middle of winter. Now, a cold front did push through Kansas and Missouri this morning, but even after that, temps are still running 15 degrees above average. Down in the southeast, places like Atlanta, Nashville, Charlotte, it's unseasonably warm too, and that warmth is fuel for what's coming. By Wednesday and Thursday, colder air takes over the Midwest and Northeast, but nothing crazy. Just 5 to 10 below average. Chicago, you'll drop back into the upper 20s and low 30s, pretty standard stuff for mid-February up there. But here's the kicker by Thursday and Friday. Warm air comes roaring back across the plains, while the Northeast stays locked in the cold. And that temperature contrast, warm, moist Gulf air smashing into Arctic cold, that's the recipe for a monster storm. Okay, so let's get into the main event here. The Valentine's Day severe weather threat, because this one could be a big deal. All that moisture from the atmospheric river out west is going to slide over Arizona and New Mexico by late Thursday into Friday. By itself, it doesn't look like much, some scattered showers, maybe a little snow in eastern Arizona. Nothing too dramatic yet. But by late Friday into Saturday morning, an intense low-pressure system starts cranking up over Oklahoma and Texas. And once it taps into that Gulf moisture and the sharp temperature gradient, things escalate fast. Saturday morning, we're looking at a massive swath of moderate to heavy rainfall stretching from Tennessee all the way back into central Texas. Dallas-Fort Worth, you need to be paying attention by Saturday afternoon. Instability ramps up and severe storms become very likely in your area. Tulsa, same story, damaging winds and the possibility of tornadoes are on the table as we head into Saturday evening. Memphis, you're in the zone too. The storm line pushes your way Saturday afternoon into the overnight hours. We're talking damaging straight-line winds, large hail, and yes, a legitimate tornado risk with this system. The wind shear setup looks really favorable for rotating storms, and that's what makes this one particularly concerning. By Saturday night, the severe threat shifts east Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. All of you are in the firing line. And here's the thing that makes this extra wild just 2 weeks ago. Some of these same areas were dealing with ice storms and snow. Now we're flipping the script to tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. That's how extreme this pattern has been. Sunday morning, the storm rolls into the southeast Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and northern Florida. You're up next. Atlanta. I'd keep a close eye on the severe storms with damaging winds are possible Sunday morning into the early afternoon. Jacksonville and Savannah. You might catch the tail end of the severe weather as the system moves offshore by Sunday evening. So if you've got Valentine's Day plans anywhere from Texas to Georgia, just have a backup indoor plan ready seriously. Now, what about the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast? Could you guys see any wintry weather from this same system? The latest models are showing very minimal wintry precipitation in Pennsylvania and New Jersey as of right now. Maybe some freezing rain or drizzle. Possibly a light dusting on the northern edge of the storm, but nothing major at this point. Den, Key, and Philadelphia. You'll likely just see rain from this system, cold rain. But rain nonetheless. Now, I know a lot of you in the Northeast are dying for a big snowstorm, and honestly, this ain't it. At least not from this particular system. But hold on. Because what comes after this storm is where things get absolutely bonkers, and I mean that. Alright, let's talk about next week. Because the pattern setting up is genuinely historic, and I don't use that word lightly. The GFS model is projecting temperatures 40 to 45 degrees above average across the northern plains by Tuesday of next week. Let that sink in for a second. 45 degrees above normal. We're talking 70s in Minnesota, in the middle of February. Minneapolis. If these models verify, you could be sitting in the mid-60s to low 70s. That's absolutely unheard of for this time of year. Omaha, Des Moines, Sioux Falls. All of you could be pushing into the 60s by Monday and Tuesday of next week. And here's what's crazy about that with temps that warm and moisture surging northward. Severe weather in Nebraska and Iowa is not off the table. Severe thunderstorms in the northern plains in mid-February. If that doesn't tell you this pattern is wild, I don't know what does. Now, this is still about 7 days out. So the details could shift, but the trend has been remarkably consistent on the warm side. And on top of the heat, both the European and GFS models are pointing toward more storm systems rolling in from the Pacific. We're looking at potentially 2 to 3 more major storms between February 16th and February 25th, basically a 10-day storm train. The West Coast will keep getting hammered with rain and mountain snow as the atmospheric river pattern stays locked in. And as all that energy rides over the Rockies, it's going to fuel big storm systems across the plains, and potentially the Midwest too. The northern tier of the country, places like the Dakotas, Minnesota. Wisconsin could see some significant storm impacts as we head deeper into the month. These storms should be considerably larger and more impactful than the smaller systems we've been dealing with recently. All right, let's do a quick city-by-city roundup so you know exactly what to expect wherever you are rapid fire. Let's go. Los Angeles and San Diego, heavy rain through Thursday. Possible flooding in burn scar areas. So stay alert down there. Sacramento and the Sierra foothills. You're ground zero for the atmospheric river. Expect travel shutdowns on I-80 over Donner Pass. Phoenix and Tucson. You'll catch some scattered showers Thursday and Friday as moisture slides over from the west. Nothing too wild. Denver snow tapers off by Friday, but watch for icy roads Thursday night. And temps bounce back into the 50s by the weekend. Dallas-Fort Worth Saturday is your severe weather day. Have your alerts on and a plan in place for storms by the afternoon. Houston heavy rain Saturday into Sunday. Some severe storms possible, and localized flooding could be an issue in low-lying areas. New Orleans stormy. Saturday night into Sunday morning. Gusty winds and heavy downpours are the main threats for you. Nashville, you're on the edge of the severe zone, but strong storms with gusty winds are definitely possible Saturday evening. Atlanta. Keep Sunday morning clear if you can. Severe storms roll through before tapering off in the early afternoon hours. New York City, light snow today and tonight from the Clipper system. Then mostly quiet until rain arrives late Sunday. Boston, 3 to 6 inches of snow by Wednesday morning from the Clipper. Then a break before potential rain late Sunday into Monday. And for you folks up in Portland, Maine and Bangor, you could see the heaviest snow from this Clipper. Potentially 6 to 10 inches by Thursday morning. All right, so to sum it all up, this is a massive, multi-phase weather event stretching from coast to coast over the next 10 days. Phase 1 is the atmospheric river hammering the west coast with feet of mountain snow and heavy valley rain through this week. Phase 2 is the Valentine's Day severe weather outbreak across the southern plains and southeast Saturday through Sunday. And Phase 3 is the historic warmth and additional storm systems rolling through the northern plains and Midwest next week. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from and what kind of weather you're dealing with. Are you in the severe weather zone this weekend? Or are you up north, hoping for some of that record warmth? And if there's a city or region you want more detailed coverage on, tell me in the comments, I'll try to cover it next time. If this breakdown was helpful, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to see this forecast. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because if things get wild this weekend, there might be a live severe weather stream. Stay safe out there, stay weather aware, and I'll catch you in the next one.